We have received numerous complaints regarding your property. You cannot simply ignore the bylaws.
I assure you, I am in full compliance with all regulations.
Blue lights flashed across my driveway and the night air bit my cheeks like ice. It was 4:27 a.m. and the smell of wet asphalt and old coffee rolled out of the patrol car window. The officer's voice was calm, but my porch camera caught the whisper from the street, "Board patrol, again." A bright orange paper flapped on my door like a warning flag. Violation number 11 this month. My trash can was 2 inches past the line, they said. 2 inches. I stood there in socks, breath fogging, and felt the throb behind my eyes. That was the moment the gears clicked. They had pushed me far enough. By sunrise, the group chat pinged like a microwave. 22 messages from the HOA president, the one we all call Karen with a capital K, move the can. Remove the porch plants. Pay $300 by 9:00 p.m. or face a lien. She tossed in words like compliance and community standards and added a photo of my kid's chalk art like it was a crime scene. HOA stormed the council hall steps with 22 threats. Then I filed the Plat map as what this fight was about: power, lines, and who gets to say where the line is. Spoiler, not her shoes, not her clipboard. I did try to be nice. I called at 10:15 a.m. on May 3, 2024 and asked for a rational talk. She spoke like a robot reading a rulebook. The board sat in folding chairs and stared at their shoes. One neighbor mouthed sorry and closed his blinds. My appeal went nowhere. A man with a stiff tie slid me a pre-printed fine with a sticky note that said final warning. Then another message hit my phone at lunch. New complaint about a garden gnome. 2 inches tall. Dangerous to property values, they said. I laughed, then I didn't. The fear in the cul-de-sac felt like fog. Thick. Heavy. Everyone kept saying, "Don't make waves." But the waves were already on my porch. So I made a promise. No yelling. No chaos. Only proper channels. I set a line in my head: stop the fines or I go public. The moment I drew that line, I got busy. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. I spun my laptop toward the porch and started a labeled list. Timeline item 1 April 5 at 4:27 a.m. false trespass call. Timeline item 2 April 13 at 6:12 a.m. trash can 2 inches over. Timeline item 3 April 19 at 10:03 p.m. alleged known threat. Then I filed public records requests for permits, patrol logs, and yes, the original plat map of our block. When the envelope arrived, the file landed with 63 pages. My hands shook, not from fear, from relief. There it was, the truth in black lines and measured feet. The twist hit me like a drumbeat. Their big metal sign and the decorative hedge? Sitting on city right-of-way. The sidewalk pinch they blamed on my cans? Caused by their fence, which the plat map showed was 2 feet too far onto municipal land. Better yet, the board's private patrol contract had expired in January. Patterns of false reports can be prosecuted. I read that sentence twice and felt the room get lighter. I printed the map at 200%, marked the offsets in red, and walked to the council meeting with my binder and a calm face. They were already there on the steps, 22 threats deep, waving papers like streamers. Karen pointed at me and said, "The scofflaw has arrived." I didn't answer. I set the rolled plat on the podium and started the projector. The room went silent first, then hot with whispers. I spoke slow. This is the official plat for our subdivision, recorded on August 14, 1998. These lines mark public easements. This fence and this sign here are not on private HOA land. I tapped the red marks. The city inspector leaned forward. The council chair asked me to keep going. I read my timeline aloud. Several neighbors held up phones. One read my notes like a narrator. People laughed when the gnome slide appeared. Not mean laughter. The kind that pops a balloon. Karen tried to interrupt with a new threat, but the chair raised a hand. The police liaison cleared his throat and said, "The trespass calls match a private number, not the residence." Cameras caught the hedge blocking the accessible curb. Then the inspector asked for my binder. I slid it over, and it thumped like a hammer. The flip was clean. The council chair asked the board for their permit file. Karen shuffled papers. Nothing. The inspector took the Plat map copy and circled the overreach. The liaison read a paragraph about misuse of emergency lines. The room started buzzing like a beehive. Someone whispered, "She's cooked." A teen in the back said, "This is going on TikTok." By the end, the council voted to issue a correction order and a fine to the HOA, not me. They suspended the patrol approvals and scheduled a compliance review. The board lawyer, who looked like he wanted to be anywhere else, asked for a recess. Outside, neighbors patted my arm. One guy who never talks said, "Brave work." Another held up his phone and read comments, "Queen of the Plat map, legend, map mom saves the block." After that night, the air on our street felt warm again. The orange papers stopped. The hedge came down with a soft snap of clippers. The metal sign moved back to where it belonged, 2 feet on their side. The board published an apology and rolled back 13 bogus fines. Karen lost her president badge and got voted off the board in a 42-9 landslide. The city warned them, in writing, about future false calls. The new board asked me to help repaint the playground. I brought my kid and a big box of chalk. We drew a map of the park with perfect little lines, all inside the edges. We took a photo and taped it to the notice board. And at the bottom, I added one last line, the same promise I kept from day one. Please follow for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think she got what she deserves? Comment below.